Is there any of your fights that stand out as like more memorable, or ones that you thought you had a great performance?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like the turning point was the Shogun fight, the one I won, not the one I lost, obviously. So that was kind of, that was the one that got me the shot at the belt, and it got me, I got to be a coach in the Ultimate Fighter, which I didn't know what the hell I was doing in the beginning, but I ended up loving it. And a lot of the guys I coached like stayed out in Vegas and kept working with my team. I knew I wasn't the best coach, but I've always been good at structuring a practice and putting together a team, right? So we really, we had all the advantages every time I coached the Ultimate Fighter because it was in Vegas. And I just would come down the street and I would bring my coaches in and be like, this is what we do. So it was super easy.
Yeah, what was that like? Obviously, because
the other guy's Quentin, he's trying to fly his coaches back and forth from California, and it's just like a mess.
Yeah, obviously you was on the first season of the Ultimate Fighter, and then you coached. It was a season 7. You coached season 7. Yeah, season 7. So what was did you notice a big difference in like how the show would come on in a couple of years?
So season 7, there was a surprise, and they didn't tell him until the first day. It was the first season you fought to get in the house. And that was like a game changer. That was 32 dudes showed up, and everybody knew something was rotten in Denmark. People were like, "Uh-oh, what's going on here?" And then, and then you got to fight to get in the house, and it was crazy. And there's actually a lot of pretty good fighters that made it to the UFC later, but they lost in that initial fight in. And I've always loved that fighting kind of mentality, like fight to get on the show and then fight your way through it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. I think they probably used that because there was a few people in the first few seasons, wasn't there, that didn't really look like fighters. I can remember the one in the first season where Chris Lieben had a piss on his bed. You know what I mean? He wasn't a fighter. You know what I mean? And like, if they would have had that fighting,
he was like.
Yeah, what was his name? Wayne Weems.
What's that?
Was his name Wayne Weems? Was that his name?
No,
he must have been on a different season.
I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot. But
yeah.
Anyway, he got
so,
a little slightly bullied.
I haven't watched the actual show, I don't know, ever. I just watched the training to see if there's anything I can learn from the way they train and the fights. I don't watch any of the stuff in the house. I just fast forward through it. So I have no idea what's happened other than the training and the fights. I don't care.
Have you never watched your season back?
Yeah, I think I did one. No, I watched it when it was on live because it was airing later.
Yeah.
So I watched it. Yeah, I watched it then.
Yeah, nice. I think it'd be funny watching yourself back every week in a house, especially with another gang of barn pots, as we'd say. Because back then, that season 1, it was a gang of psychopaths.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then I was currently living with a gang of psychopaths. We had a 3-bedroom apartment that 5 dudes lived in, and I lived on a mattress in the corner of the living room with a tent bed, because there were, we were all broke fighters. We were trying to be fighters, so we were all just, living in this crummy Athens, Georgia apartment. But you're looking back, that was the best.